What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the meditations on our most recent game of Star Wars Shatterpoint from Age of Span Studios. And Alex, that was a phenomenal game, man.
It was wild.
That was wild. Like, first off, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds on me.
Yeah, you wounded me so much more than I was expecting.
And, you know, just like damage for days. Damage for days. Unfortunately, Crosshair at the end was just getting bullied by Inferno Squad.
Oh my goodness.
was he ever. But some wild plays in there. And honestly, like you were able to get an early lead on this third struggle. And I almost pulled it back with some great plays. If Anakin had just done slightly better.
So Anakin did 5 on 2 successes there.
He did 5 on 2 successes.
4 more damage to her, which would have been 3 more successes.
3 successes. 5 successes total would have taken her down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you know what I should have done with Anakin? I should have actually switched over to his Form 5 Shen.
Okay.
Because I get a shove on 1. And that would have shoved you right off.
Yeah.
And then I would have scored an additional point off everything, which would have been really good for me. And then, I mean...
Because I would have, after killing you, you would have been here. So Aiden does her thing. I score 3, I gain a momentum, and then I pay my last force, gain a victory point. So I think it would have been the same, actually.
Well, it's more because I would have pushed her off a point when Anakin activated. I would have had some more.
You would have kind of stopped her from being able to get back up.
Right. It would have been a little bit more difficult, because then what I could have also done is I could have just like centered myself like right in the middle there
and just made it a landing zone.
Yeah, and just give you no landing zone to come back up, right?
Which is very fair.
So I mean, there was a chance that I could have done it. I was for some reason looking at the greed play there. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, because I wouldn't have taken you on the other one, but I would have had shoves for days, which could have been amazing. Because I could have also shoved you into engagement with either like Echo or Crosshairs, which would have slowed you down a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So, but oh my goodness, what a game!
What a game!
I'm gonna give props to your Dark Troopers, man.
They did phenomenal.
They did so well, so well.
Just ganging up, destroying Anakin, ganging up, destroying the ARF Troopers, taking way too much fire to go down.
Yeah, well, it eventually hit a point where it's like this point was kind of persona non grata for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like because there was so few landing points there.
Yeah, you could probably fit a model over there, and then you'd be punching into the Dark Troopers, which really didn't feel good.
Yeah, and because I had no force at the end, like at one point I discussed a plan where like Anakin advances, jumps over here, tries to get a shove on the Dark Trooper. But I mean, that doesn't take the point back either.
But that doesn't even take the point back.
Doesn't even take the point back.
Yeah, so much of our planning around what you were trying to do towards the end there was like, who can Anakin actually kill? And because you had killed all my easy kills, it was like you have to full tree on everybody.
Yeah, and that was the problem I was looking at there. Having to full tree. I honestly, I have to wonder, was Obi-Wan? No, Obi-Wan was not the play there at the end there. I think Anakin was still always the play. I probably should have tried to shove Aiden instead.
I think that would have made things a lot more difficult for me, but I think at that point we were starting to draw things out, because my other option for my draw at the end there was Death Trooper Escort.
Which, honestly, he's not doing a whole lot for you.
He's not doing a lot.
Him and Rex are just kind of hanging out over here.
But he does a...
He's going to move someone.
Yeah, he dashes, then dashes again with a focus, then he gets to shoot, then he gets to move. He can move a lot of places.
I think his shooting was the only thing that was going to do anything for you in this particular case, because all the points he could take, he was already taking.
Yeah.
But either way, like you took an early lead in the third struggle, and that really helped you set the momentum.
Yeah.
So you had breathing room with a lot of your activations, which was really nice. My activations had to pull a lot more weight to them.
Yeah, they were very tight, and you had to have turns like the Techo turn.
Like the Techo turn. Oh my goodness, they had no business taking out Moff Gideon.
That was insanity. Like, we were planning around like, what are the 3 possible draws from the rest of your deck? Anakin, Obi-Wan, or Techo. And we're like, okay.
Techo's awful. We don't want him at all.
Yeah, we're like, you can't do Techo, because Techo just loses you the game. And then Techo's going, well, we'll show you.
Yeah, Techo just shows up and friggin' full trees Moff Gideon twice. Like, well, twice. All right. That's how that goes down, I guess.
Just demolishes Moff Gideon, takes him off the point.
You know what's kind of unfortunate? If I left Echo up here, it would have made it a little bit more difficult for no, maybe not. Never mind.
No, because she could have just dashed down here and fly back up that way.
Quiet you. Quiet, you.
But I have to poke holes in everything you say.
You do. I ran out of my momentum or my hunger tokens as well. Hunger would have saved me in a lot of cases.
Hunger was big for you.
It was.
Because you were running out of that wiggle room and you were running out of force, you ran out of opportunities where you were able to just go, I'm going to hunker.
Here's the fun thing. The 2 extra force I had to spend to reserve my stuff could have made the difference.
Yep.
Right?
That 2 force. Moff Gideon's tax on you reserving came up so much.
It did. Like, because I ran out of force. I ran out of the ability to kind of get some cheeky little things in here and there. And yeah, it kind of hurt. So, because I mean, Anakin then could have jumped instead of climbing.
Yep. Which
would have allowed me to focus as well. So, I mean, throw some 9 dice. Right? Throw some 9 dice. Maybe get some extra stuff in there. Because maybe even get the strain. On Iden. Because then if I get the strain on Iden, Iden's not dashing down here because I would have dealt 7 points of damage plus a strain.
Yep.
So that would have killed her, which means Iden would have then not been able to take this point back.
Exactly.
Right? Which would have been, or at least not hold the point.
Yeah.
Which could have been huge. So that 1 extra success could have kept me in the game there. But yeah, just massive. Like that force tax. That force tax was great. Like, Moff Gideon earned his place in this game.
He did.
For sure.
I feel he often does. I love Moff Gideon. I think him winning ties came up early and then it came up often.
Him just sitting on the center point meant I had to deal with it, right?
Yep.
And then not pulling Tekko earlier to reactivate that whole thing. Because that would have been a big deal as well.
Yeah, a dead Tekko just kind of vibing there for as long as they did was kind of great for me.
Yeah. This was... Not gonna lie, this has been one of my favorite games we've played in a while.
This was phenomenal. I'm gonna be honest, we went into this one like, it's Inferno Squad versus Anakin. All right, this is gonna be a very one-sided game.
I feel like I actually piloted Anakin well in this game. He actually did some cool stuff.
He did some fun stuff. He dummied Iden like really early.
Yeah, like it was just one of those things where I felt like every activation. There was one ARF activation where they did nothing to the Dark Troopers.
Yes.
But they still took a point. You know what? I had no bad activations, in my opinion. I don't think I did.
No. Because that ARF activation that in one of the Dark Troopers, they did nothing, but we forgot that they had exposed.
Forgot, yeah. So they did actually. So you know what? I had no bad activations. Yeah. You just had some slightly more optimal activations.
I think that's generally the vibe with Inferno Squad, is they just do things slightly more optimally than you. It's what they do.
And they did well. Like, that extra strike from Hask was really pulling a lot of weight there. Crosshair put up a lot of.
I don't want to, Crosshair took 2 shots from the ISFs to take down. Then he woke up and took 2 shots from primary to go down again.
Crosshair did well.
He took honestly, a lot of shooting.
Honestly, if Crosshair had a hunker, he might have actually lived at the end there.
Yeah. He also got shot twice by Moff Gideon, I think. That's also kind of crazy.
Yep. He actually took a lot of damage, and to only get wounded twice. He performed quite well in this particular game. Yeah. I got no problem with Crosshair. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of building a mostly defensive reactive Republic team and then throwing Anakin in as a Scud missile. Yeah. And I think I really liked Crosshair in this. Yeah. Really liked Crosshair in this.
Crosshair did great.
I have no complaints. Honestly, I have no complaints with this list.
No,
to be completely honest,
it performed very well for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. And now all of a sudden, I just gave myself a little bit of a panic attack. Thing. It's like, wait a minute, did I have an illegal squad with Anakin? No, I did not. I did not. I just had Echo and Tech in the wrong column.
Yes, you had them in the wrong column. Cool. It's all good. But yeah, it was a great list. Rex screwing up the Iden identity the entire time, just being like, I'm going to pass out this condition, okay, it's gone. I'm going to pass out this condition, okay, it's gone. That and Obi-Wan just turned off so many of the conditions that I gave out.
Oh yeah, no, Rex was a champ this game. Honestly, this was a game where I felt like all my pieces kind of came to the table.
Yep.
And you know what, I gotta say, for the most part, same with your stuff.
I want to say almost exactly the same thing, and then also there's this guy.
Well, the DTE, I think he got screwed a little bit by being a very late activation.
He was a very late activation. He was very far back, even though he did get moved up a little bit, and he shot someone, right?
Well, here's the thing. He shot the ARFs. He held that point for a long time. Mm-hmm. Then he came over here. He shot some people.
He
then he
killed
held
the
this.
arse,
Then he held this point. Yeah.
He went over there predicting that point would be on. I was wrong. And then he just stood there. He was a later activation. He was literally the last card in the deck.
He did his job.
He did his
He
job.
scored points. He shot someone.
Yeah.
And you activated him once.
Yeah.
So he scored. He held this objective for a good while, and then he took out the ARVs.
Fair enough.
So
he did a thing.
He did a thing. Like, honestly, like I do honestly think that in this particular game, both our guys showed up. I think you being able to utilize the never tell me the odds, challenging the odds a little bit more than me.
I used that
was huge.
Twice, I think. No, 3 times. I used that
like
3 times because the Dark Troopers killed someone, used it. The ISFs killed someone, used it twice.
I think I got it on the ARPs once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were able to capitalize on a little bit more, which gave you a little bit more momentum and speed, which, I mean, that was huge for you right there.
Which is another huge aspect of Moff Gideon's taxing your reserve. It made it so much harder for you to be able to take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
Because if you had another force, say, on Anakin's activation when he...
when Obi-Wan took out some mooks over here. Or when Obi-Wan
took out those mooks, that would have been crazy.
And I got to a point where I couldn't really afford to spend a lot of force at this point. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to be really curious to look at the comments on this video because I blinked at some point, and I want to know when I blinked. Because I'm having a hard time seeing it. So I'm hoping someone who watched this can say, you know what? I think it was this moment.
Yeah, because I felt the same way. I felt like I was on my toes all the way up until the very end. I felt like I couldn't trust my dice. Like,
yeah, no, I had you sweating the entire game because my aggression came in hot in this one.
Incredible, 8 wounds you got on my guys.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like, Alex, great game, man. This was a fantastic game. I hope people enjoyed it. So there we go. Leave your comments below. Let me know where I blinked on this one, where Alex was able to take the momentum and run with it. And we'll see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.